Who's excited? Who's excited today? How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. All over the world. People tuning in today. It's a very good evening out in the Asia Pacific region. It's a very good evening in India. Good afternoon. To those in Africa right now. Good afternoon to those people joining us from Italy today. We're super excited to get started with Alpha Season 2. Good morning to those people in South America joining us. Good morning, NA, hanging out with me. It's 7:19 a.m. my local time, and the servers are currently being upgraded, transitioned from the early access playtest that we were using as much as last Monday, and we are transitioning into the upgraded gated content with all the changes to these maps that we have been playtesting and working hard for you on over the last many months. Folks, it's Alpha Season 2 day. We're super excited to get things going for you. And on this live stream, we'll cover everything you need to know about Alpha Season 2 and answer all of the questions that you have to ask as we get hyped, we get excited, and we get going. Ciao, Italy, from the 510. I love it. I love seeing you guys all over the world join us here, not only on this live stream, but in the Sandbox game. The community is amazingly diverse. Such a broad audience, and it's so exciting to have you guys here with us today. As AceDog90 asks in the chat, during this live stream, we will be, as we will be doing in all official live streams here at the Sandbox game, doing giveaways. On this live stream, we will have one NFT giveaway for an NFT asset that you can only get by watching these live streams. And this is a Wizzy the Green wearable equipment that you can wear in any combat or single player based experience inside the Sandbox game right now. Also, we'll be giving away later to be distributed. Distribution happens every Thursday, so starting next Thursday, but we've got the draw today. We'll be giving away an Alpha Pass on this live stream as well. All right, so we're super excited to have you here. In order to be eligible for that, stick with us, and at a certain point, probably in about an hour or so, I will have a form that I'll put in the chat. I will announce when I do that, and I'll put that form out there. I imagine there's going to be a lot of people entering once they realize that they can win Alpha Passes by watching our live streams. They're going to get hype, going to get excited. So we'll have one entry per person through that Google form that I will submit in a bit, but it's about an hour away. So let's talk Alpha, folks. Let's talk Alpha. What's going on right now? Of course, Alpha Season 2 is kicking off. We have a series of play-to-earn rewards available for you. Upwards of 1,000 sand tokens can be earned if you have an Alpha Season 2 pass and you complete the levels of gameplay when you're in having fun in the metaverse as soon as it is opened. All right. At level 1, if you have an Alpha Season 2 pass, you will have earned 120 sand. If you don't have an Alpha Season 2 pass, you'll need to complete just 10 quests inside the metaverse of the 200 available quests and 35 plus experiences. And you'll get yourself 30 raffle tickets. And you can see that my account has already earned 193 raffle tickets through a variety of means that we'll talk about in just a second. You complete 10 quests, you get yourself 30 additional raffle tickets, and every Thursday there'll be drawings for people to win those Alpha passes. So those drawings, if you win the Alpha Pass, then you're starting to earn the sand. And at the end of the season, you can claim your rewards on April 1st for those sand tokens. The total amount of sand for the section down here on the bottom is 500 sand. So where do you get your additional rewards? We talked about 1,000 sand is possible. Well, there is also a community booster available here inside the Sandbox game. So together, as a community in Alpha Season 2, we can double the rewards in sand for the whole community compared with Season 1. So in Season 1, we had 5,000 Alpha passes that we gave away. They're all being given away for free. We're not selling a one of them. This time, we've got 10,000 passes, but with the same potential reward. So at its base, we've got a 500 sand reward that you can earn, and if the community works together, using the staking mechanisms in the website at sandbox.game, you can double that amount. So we have everybody, all 10,000 passes, getting 1,000 sand. All right. Roskuru7 says, what happens to staking on Bitsky? Bitsky is a wallet service. As long as you can stake mSand directly using the Polygon network via Bitsky, then just check it out over here. And we'll talk about that in just a second because I've got that open in another tab so we can get into that. All right. Candidly Kristen says, I thought we all decided to join on DLive this time. That's right, folks. You may be watching on YouTube.com. You may be watching on Twitch.tv. Maybe you're watching us on Twitter. Or hanging out DLive, Facebook, Theta. We got everybody in here today. I got the chat for Twitch. I got the chat for YouTube and Facebook outlets up right now. So if you are joining us and you're watching over on Twitter.com and you have a comment, a question, join us over on Twitch or YouTube, and I can get those questions answered quickly for you. Super excited. Darren says, I guess the sandbox is not accessible yet. So as I mentioned just at the very top here, when we go to the play section, of course there's going to be a whole bunch of people trying to get in all at once. We understand that, and we'll continue to adapt and expand server accessibility as demand continues to explode. We have over 2 million registered users, and kind of have to give a little guesstimate to how many of those folks are going to be here. We got 456 people in the chat from what I can see right now. Can we slow chat? Mr. Winning247 says, you know, we got to read fast. We got to read real fast, Mr. Winning. Got to read real fast today. It's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day for us. How many winners for the pass on the live? Today, for this live, we've got one for this stream. I've got one for the afternoon show. So for me, the afternoon show. So if you come back in about 11 hours, I've got another show just like this one that runs at the regularly scheduled time, and we'll continue to run shows at that regularly scheduled time for the duration of the alpha, and we'll do 2 giveaways per stream on those later. All right, but for today, I'm doing a special launch stream because I want to get everybody's questions answered. Everybody helped in the chat. So somebody asks, how do we win? How do we win an alpha pass? All right, so if you go over here on the website and you click on the alpha tab on the left and you click on contests, for the week of March 3rd through March 9th, you've got multiple different contests that will be run on this page. You connect your Twitter account to this page exclusively, and you can enter in the competitions that will be on this page. All right, so among those contests, they are typically pretty simple things that you can do, like go hang out and dance with DJ Blondish, or take your picture in front of the alpha pass in the metaverse. So you take a screenshot with that, you come back to the website here, you upload the screenshot in the website, and you share the tweet. And it goes out. And this allows for a fair and balanced number of entries. It eliminates effectively all of the kind of bot measures that a person could do to try to put in a bunch of different submissions, because this is a change from Alpha Season 1 into Alpha Season 2. We have put this direct website integration in so that each individual who has an account, a wallet on the website, also has an opportunity to enter in the raffle without a bunch of nonsense, right? So, taking care of this. Agus Pranyato says, why can't I download Alpha Season 2? So on the website here, once again, we are actively undergoing the update. So we are making the transition. If you click on the play tab, it may take a little while to load here as everybody's all here together. But you can click download alpha right here. So you click alpha, you click download alpha, and then it's going to have which version. Now this should be updating throughout as we continue to make these updates happen, so that the macOS version is on there as well. So this is a UI UX update that the team is doing in the background, as we just finished up a land sale, and they made a bunch of adjustments, a bunch of tweaks to the website for that land sale, and then we essentially have to clear that out, clear out the old alpha testing data that we were doing with our internal tests as early as yesterday. I was in groups helping people learn how to help you when we get in the metaverse. And then we put all that updated information inside the website. And of course, as with any good launch, as with any super hype launch, we got a whole bunch of people who are in here hanging out, trying to get in all at the same time. So there's a little bit of network congestion, but in the last alpha, we cleared that up pretty quickly. So I'm going to be here to give you guys that support along the way. Somebody says, can we just chant Sandbox until it goes live? Mr. Winning 247. I don't believe I have any spam restrictions set up on the Twitch channel right now. So, you know, you can do whatever you like, as long as we can get some answers, questions answered. Some answers questioned, you know what I mean? All right. Okay, so let's talk about those rewards again. As we were discussing the total sand rewards, you can see that the raffle tickets, they kind of escalate as the quests continue. So when you get through with level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th level, in order to have completed the 5th level, among the 200 possible quests that you can do throughout the entire month of March, you'll have 150 quests that will need to be completed in order to get all of your raffle tickets. Now, if you win an alpha pass, another change that we made from Season 1, quality of life change, is that we had before, in Season 1, some users reported that when they got their alpha pass, they had to go back and do the quests again. That's not the case now. We made an upgrade to the system, so it works kind of like a battle pass for another kind of game, except instead of you paying us to get this battle pass, we're giving you the battle pass for free, and then you're earning money from it, right? You're earning the sand token directly. So it's a nice adjustment. That means that when you reach level 5, if the day that you get your alpha pass was the very last day, then you would still have all the quests done, and you could claim the sand on April 1st without having to do additional quests. You know, so you can hang out, you can socialize, and have some fun in the space. So a question comes in. It says, will you add a bot check for land sales? Doll Invader asks this. And you can actually see, I believe, if you go on the map right here on sandbox.game, and I know that land sale pretty much finished in an instant today, right? And we're coming over here, and there's a couple of premium lands that are still available right now. So if you're interested in picking up some premium lands with some premium assets, then you've got that opportunity still. And you can go grab that. But you can see down here in the bottom left, we've got a reCAPTCHA system, right? We've got some other, there were 5 primary new, improved, and stronger bot methods, or anti-bot measures rather, that we implemented in the last sale. So you could see those in effect in this sale. And essentially what happens is, in this land sale, we had, there was about, I think it was 400 lands available, something like that. Just trying to think of it off the top of my head. And I know that there are thousands of people who are watching the page live. So what it really comes down to is 5 primary steps for an individual to maximize their chances of getting the lands, especially the lands that sell for just 1,011 sand. because those lands are super high demand. They sell out instantly. It really comes down to first resetting your website cache temporary data inside your web browser. Second, I usually recommend about 30 minutes before any sale that you restart your modem or router so that you're clearing the cache or temporary data out of that. Because if you went to a website, both of those sources are going to, in order to make it so that you load the website faster on all websites on the internet, they'll try to store that temporary data, right? And if that is stored, but it's inaccurate, then in any of these super high demand sales, you may miss out because your web browser is going to say, well, that was available, when in reality it was already sold, right? And so that happens often, unfortunately. Then on top of that, of course, you're always going to have some users, a certain percentage of users, like myself, I've done this before, where you come in and you're like, well, I've been a Sandbox member for a while, I've had an account, and you're trying to click on the sale and it doesn't work. And you're like, well, what's going on? But if you click on your profile up here and you went to your profile, you may see that you weren't actually logged in because, once again, your web browser loads it, but doesn't necessarily check that the authentication was valid for, they expire usually after like 30 days. Same thing being true with the wallet. Maybe, your wallet up here wasn't unlocked. So that's another step to check. And then beyond that, it's all about really optimizing your internet. Unfortunately, once again, a super high demand sale, whether it's a concert, something like that, they go super fast. So we want to have the best possible internet. So I recommend people go with a plugged in wire instead of a wireless connection, if possible, things like that. Of course, you can only control how fast your internet is to a certain extent. But we've got servers all over the world, thanks to our Cloudflare content deployment network. So with that, it's that those are kind of the best measures that you can put into place. Otherwise, you can always pick them up on secondary, though of course I understand that they cost more. And the good news is land sales aren't over. If you zoom out on the map here, you can see there are different groups of properties that are still available, and we will still do these first party sales. So if you have 1,011 sand and you're thinking about buying a land, don't worry, we've got sales that will continue through 2023. Now, I think right now we're projecting maybe not 2023. Maybe they sell out a little bit before then, but it's going to kind of vary based on partnerships and that sort of thing as things continue to develop. So nonetheless, there's lots of land that is still available. All these kind of darker patches on the map that aren't this wonderful bright green or logos of all types, those will come available for sales in the future. So just keep that in mind. Just hold on to your sand and you'll have another chance in the future. All right, so it looks like I'm letting chat blow by as I'm explaining this. 5 minutes, you guys have already filled up my entire chat. I'm loving it. A lot of people in here. All right. So Macaroni, forgive me, over on YouTube asks, these are great tips, but what are the points against a raffle for a land, though? And essentially, unfortunately, a raffle is very much the same, where you have users who feel like, let's say I did have a raffle, right? And I open up 10 different website pages with 10 different wallets, and I apply to be in the raffle with all 10 different wallets, right? That's its own problem. It's a different problem, right? Because then you've got people may say, well, that's unfair because I just have I have my phone and I'm trying to purchase it or something like that. And then this person with 10 monitors at home, like Joe, because I've got 4 screens in front of me here, I've got 3 MetaMask accounts per screen or something like that. I don't really do that, but you can kind of get the idea that there are advantages and disadvantages to every different type of auction. We have some estates, we put them up on auction on OpenSea so that the price can kind of have out. Like what are people willing to pay for it, for those lands, and you have an opportunity regardless of how fast your internet is or, if you were logged in or not. You can always pick it up on OpenSea, just having your Web3 wallet filled with the sand and get those estates. So we've been doing that for quite a while. And so that right now it looks like in this particular sale, you've got the 3 different estates that are available. And of course, estates are a little bit more than the lands, certainly, because they are a bundle of lands and individual NFTs that come in that. So this one right here is actually 9 parcels, 9 individual land NFTs. But this being on sale on OpenSea helps with that. Now, the other alternative is Dutch auction or something like that, right? If we did an auction with all of the lands, then you would run into the other situation where users might say, well, I'm priced out of this market, you know. And we see it all the time in the chat. When people talk about OpenSea, third-party sales or whatnot, they might say like, well, I can't afford that, but I have the sand. And the goal for us is to always make it so that you can play to earn, and that play to earn can translate to you actually being able to buy those lands or buy those assets inside the marketplace or do things like that. So if you had an auction system like that, where it was like, well, what is the market price for all of the lands? Then maybe you price out somebody who has 1,011 sand. So this way we allow it to be, we have a good entry point. Once upon a time, if you didn't know, right, you're doing the math right now, you're thinking 1,011 sand is like $3,000 or $3,500, somewhere in that range. But once upon a time, a sand token was just about $48 for a land, for 1,011 sand tokens. That's what we introduced that price point at, because the community said we want to use sand as the base, right? And the value of sand has gone up as the usability of the sandbox and the ecosystem is improving. So at its core, though, we stick with the same principles. We say you can play to earn. You can play to earn a certain amount of sand. We've got multiple competitions for people who are creating great assets. If you're making VoxEdit assets, we've got competitions where you can win sand. If you're making games or experiences, we've got competitions where you can win sand. We've got play to earn competitions that have been going on via, you know, different Twitter contests with community members such as yourselves who've been making great games. You know, parkour competitions or something like that. You've been able to find those on Twitter over the last couple of months with big prizes, like really big prizes out there. So, you know, so we have that opportunity that allows us to, for our users, for you, to say, okay, well, you know, 1,000 sand isn't that much once you've been participating in the ecosystem, once you've been hanging out and creating and playing and earning. The sand amount isn't that much. So we have all these different measures, and they all really come together once you're hanging out and sticking with us for a while. I think you'll find that, you know, these land sales are just super hype, super high demand, and that will be the only real issue, you know. But, you know, that's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have when you're so popular that things sell out just like that, right? So we try to do everything we can, though, to make sure that it's fair and balanced for you. All right, Chopping says, we can't be in the ecosystem if there isn't a game to play. Choppings, I'm with you. I'm with you. So we are making those updates. We are making that upgrade to the website as we're talking right here to make sure that you do have an opportunity to play. Any delays that may be happening right here are happening because we want to make sure that the high quality content is there. And when you're deploying a new update like this to a content deployment all across the world, you want to make sure that all users have an opportunity to play it at the same time. So I definitely know the sentiment, right? Like I'm here, I'm doing the same thing. Like we want to play, I want to hang out with you, and so that's why I'm here to address your questions. Now you can see I am validating files right now as I open that app. So it's looking good. Alpha Lobby's opening up. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, you can't play it right now, reload the website once, just once. Make sure you've downloaded the latest version of the client. Okay, and then go to the play section, click on that Alpha Lobby in the middle of the play section and load it up. Chelios10 says, thanks for streaming off hours. Hey, I appreciate you guys, you know. It's a good morning for me. Normally I stream when it's a good evening for me, and it's a good morning for Asia. All right, should we uninstall the previous Alpha client version, or will the new version override it? When you install the new version, it does override the previous. So you can see in the bottom right of the screen, maybe you can't, I'm in the way. Ugh, you can't see. Regardless, it says 0.6.20 in the update. So we got some folks who are being able to jump in here. We got Lemonade, Nick's Ace, all right? And if this is your first time joining us and you haven't seen the inside of the metaverse, check it out. We got level 1, 0 out of 10 quests completed as I just get started here. And we got these people already giving me some beautiful emotes. What's up, Lemonade? How you doing? Limerick is joining us. All right, so let's talk about what you can do inside the metaverse really quick. If you need help and you're trying to figure out what do I do in here, how do I do anything, how do I get in together with my friends, you can press enter. You'll open up the chat in the bottom left, and you can type /help, and it's going to give you a list of the commands that you can do inside the Sandbox Metaverse. Okay, you can see in the bottom there it says respawn, teleport to the spawn point. So if you're ever stuck in a space or you just want to quickly get back to the space where you spawned in any instance in the Sandbox game throughout the entire alpha, you can go back to the spawn point of that space just by hitting /respawn in your chat instead of /help. You can also type /users, and as I do that, it's going to populate. Currently there are 12 people in my instance of the Sandbox game right now, and I can see all of their names. Wonderful PandaPops and Candidly Kristen are in here with me, and we see them all the time in this chat. So if okay, and we download it. Okay, yeah, you can download it right now over at the website at sandbox.game. And in order to download it, you go to the website here. On the left side, you click this alpha button, okay? And it's going to load this page. And then in the top right, there's a little download alpha section. You can download it currently for Windows, and the Mac OS update should be there in just a couple of minutes. But we're applying all of these pieces live as we're talking right now. So once you get that download installed, then on this same page, for convenience, you can click on, you can keep the website page open. If you want to move around quickly, you can keep the website page open. If you don't mind going and exploring in the space and walking from your space to your space, you can do that as well. So while I'm inside the game, if I walk over here, you've got the terminal, or the portal hub, as we called it in the previous version, right? And you can travel over here to the portal hub if you'd like to check out some other experiences. So just by pressing E at that gate, I'm teleporting into the next experience. I could do it in a different way if I was on the website and I highlight over the portal hub, and I could click this and I could click play and it would load that. Just in the exact same way. So if you want to travel quickly, you don't want to walk there, you can use the website. It's going to take you there. It was the portal hub, yes, but the terminal sign there, just a little. We like to have creative fun, right? And you may see that through the duration of the alpha that there's going to be some tweaks and some adjustments. We typically adjust things based on your feedback because, of course, this is an alpha version, and that means that the development is not finished. It's a constant work in progress to improve it and make it better for you. A lot of what we changed in this alpha is a direct result of feedback that you guys gave to us in the previous test. So when we did Alpha Season 1, you had folks that were saying, okay, well, you know, maybe there's not enough quests. So we upgraded from having, I think, 25 total quests previously. Hey, what's up? How you doing? We went from 25 quests to 200, right? We went from, I think there was about 20, maybe 25 experiences to 35 plus experiences this time. We included, throughout the duration of this month, you're going to be able to see experiences that were developed by people like you in our Game Jam competition, where these people not only won sand, but they won the ability to have their game be playable by you, and you can see the release dates when we highlight them here, throughout this alpha. So these games that were created by people like you. We've also got games from the Game Maker Fund, and if you don't know what that is, over the last year, 2 years almost, wow, time flies, we've been having internal assistance for external development teams and people like yourselves as well. So these people had applied for the Game Maker Fund. They said, I have this idea about this kind of game, and then we funded the game development itself. So some of those Game Maker Fund experiences will be here inside of Season 2. And the Portal Hub here is going to be the place where you can access all of them if you prefer to run around the metaverse, as opposed, of course, to using the dashboard. Now, I'm going to jump back into the Alpha Hub itself to show you how to complete a quest and maybe find a couple of those secrets, a couple of those spaces. Saperta says, is it live already? It is live already. If you go over to the website at sandbox.game, you click on the Alpha tab, you should be able to download Alpha in the top right, this green button under your profile logo right here. If you're having issues with that, please clear your cache or temporary data in your web browser so that it can load the most relevant and accurate information if you're having issues. Okay. So a lot of people talking about they can't get in yet. I'm seeing some people who are in right now. So you guys can see quite a few individuals who are already in. So I think it's starting to pop up for some people. As we talked about right at the top, you have content deployment networks from Cloudflare. And as they update, you know, we have like one central point, and then it's got to update to those other servers all over the world. So if you're having issues, don't worry, we're rolling it out. It's happening right now. It's happening live. So Luand, forgive me, I called you Luanade, but I see you in the chat, says, I found the download link somehow, so I managed to get in. Okay, very good. And then as you're loading it in, and forgive us, as CDNs do take a while, you know what I mean? Like you're going from one central point and you're trying to distribute that out to the world, but you guys can see people are coming in. We've got a lot of ambassadors in there right now, lots of people who can give you some help. And then if I type /instances right now, I can see 28 people who have popped in already. Of course, we've got lots more people in the chat. I got 820 people in the chat, so I expect there's a lot of people who are waiting for that to start getting distributed. May I ask if the website is currently unavailable happening inside the chat right now? So I think you're seeing those updates. I think you're seeing those updates happening live. Make sure that once again you clear your cache or temporary data so that we get things pushed forward. Okay, my game said you don't have permission to play this, and it gave me an option to exit or go to the hub. I pressed go to the hub, and it didn't do anything. So Killshot, if you're having that issue, you may not have the right version of the game client. When it loads in the bottom right, does it say 0.6.2? And if it does, then you're on the right version. You may just restart the app and see if, once again, so as these rollouts go, as massive multiplayer experiences go, there's not usually a single thread that a person could go. Like we wouldn't just host it all in Paris, France or something like that and have poor quality experience for somebody in the Asia or the America regions, right? So as these things get rolled out, your local deployment space may be having issues. Now typically a company would maybe say, okay, we're going to leave the doors closed until we've tested it, and then you guys don't have a chance to get in at the earliest availability. But we're not doing it that way. We want to make sure you can get in as fast as you possibly can as these updates continue to roll out. So we'll talk about that. Okay, it says experience locked when I'm trying to enter Alpha 2, Alejandro. So some of the experiences, that's kind of what I just talked about, Alejandro. It's the same thing. As your local region is being upgraded, updated, there may be some of that lag. So I would just say, restart that app, but be patient about it, about once a minute or so. Give it another shot as your local region gets updated inside the client. But in the meantime, let's talk about what these quests are, what you can do as we are inside the Sandbox Alpha. Of course, you can have a bunch of fun. We've got a lot of great custom content. You can see a little bit of scope and scale. So this land, as it is, you can see in the top right where it says Alpha Lobby. This is a 2x2 land, meaning there are just 4 total lands being used, land NFTs, to make this space possible. And it's a pretty huge space with a lot of custom assets that have been designed inside it. All right. So as we kind of walk around here, just keep in mind that if you participated in the land sale and you got yourself a 1x1, this is a 2x2, but a 1x1 is still massive. You're going to have a lot of space to develop a lot of content in, and you'll see that kind of show out as we continue to explore things here during the test. But the very first quest that we get as soon as we spawn in says collect voxelite. Find voxelite scattered across the land, and that's 0 out of 40. So if I walk around and I grab those little blue baubles right there, as I just walk right through that, you can see it says 1 out of 40. So I'm going to just run around, try to collect some voxelite, and check out the space here. Check out the space. You can see featured inside of what we're walking into here in the NFT Institute We've got some wonderful NFTs, some designed with our asset creation software VoxEdit, some coming from places like OpenSea.io where they're displayed. So in the middle of a lullaby right here was created by Daily Dust, and it's owned by the Sandbox game, and we're showcasing those. If you create an experience in the Sandbox Game Maker, you can showcase your NFTs like these when user-generated content goes live, and you can publish into your lands. So you can do it just in the same way that we're doing it. So if you have maybe an art gallery or you had a music space that you wanted to make, then you can click view in market, or a user could click view in marketplace when they joined into your experience, and it would open it right up on OpenSea.io and show the current price, the listed price for any of the owners, if it's a part of a collection, or if it's an individual piece. Maybe you're having an art gala sale, or maybe you're just wanting to show off all the cool stuff you have. You know, that's an option available to you. So as we continue to walk through here, we can see over here, this is our featured partner, or one of our featured partners rather, as we continue through the alpha. The World of Women NFT, they're super great assets. Over the last couple of weeks, you may have seen our Chief Operating Officer, Sébastien Bourget, was in Los Angeles hanging out with the World of Women folks and discussing. Look at that. I love it. I love these. Everybody's hanging out. We're chilling. So they were discussing some of the voxelized versions of the World of Women, some of these great creations that we've been seeing. And so you'll see more of them featured all throughout the metaverse as we continue. But let's grab some more voxelite as we go through here, and let's see if we got some more questions. Okay, been trying for over an hour. Is there a tip to help with getting in? The Ace 96. If you're having an issue where you can't get the download to go correctly, make sure you clear your browser cache temporary data, because it tends that a browser is going to want to give you the fastest load speed. And for many browsers, that means that they won't necessarily check to see if it's the most accurate data. It'll just be like, oh, well, this is what that image was last time you were here, so it's probably the same, right? So if you clear that cache or temporary data, then you're much more likely to see relevant real, like download links, for example, on the side here. All right, so as we continue to explore, if you want to read up more about the lore, this is actually one of the coolest spaces inside the Sandbox game right here. You see these little guys? So if you're looking for secrets, if you're looking for fun stuff, you know, if you're looking to have an inside joke with some of our developers, these little ducks right here, this is where it's at. So one of the fun little traits that our developers have done since the very beginning of testing in the Sandbox game, every time we created a space, there was a little rubber ducky that they would try to hide in that space from each other. And the rubber ducky has now become this kind of like ubiquitous, monumental thing that all of our internal creations have a little rubber duck hanging out somewhere in those spaces. So as you're continuing to play in the metaverse, if it's content that was created by the Sandbox game specifically, you'll be able to find these ducks all over the verse. And you can see them in this space, not just in this glass case, but inside other locations here in the alpha lobby. And before we're done today, I'm going to show you my favorite one in just a bit. Over here, as we walk into some of our featured partner spaces, you can see them inside the hub. Some of these will unlock as we continue on through the alpha. But we've got, you know, the Walking Dead, Snoop Dogg partners, Deadmau5, Smurfs, Adidas, right? Care Bears, DJ Blondish, Atari, among others, of course. Many partners throughout the Sandbox game. It is a huge kind of, I don't know how to even encompass it at this point, right? The very first time we had an announcement about a partnership, I think it was Square Enix, way back in the day before we had anything going on. They were like, this is a good idea. Yeah, sure, let's give it a shot, you know? And now, so far in, we got loads of partners, loads of friends here in the Sandbox game. But as we continue to explore for voxelite, let's show off some more of the other features. If you are a developer, and I'm going to turn the sound on, it may be a little bit loud, so bear with me here. So you can hear right now, in the development, as you're continuing to work with the Game Maker, and including in future updates, we've got upcoming content being video integration. People ask about this a lot. We've got clearly audio integration, as we have this custom song playing in the background right now. right? And so with this kind of content, you can schedule this to be proximity based. So as I walk off of the stage here, and I walk a little ways away, you can see that audio transition. As I walk back into the stage, audio's kicking back up. So if you're the type of person, of course, while we're playing in the alpha, we're hanging out, we're dancing, we're having a lot of fun here. But if you're the type of person who's thinking, hey, I wanted to develop a social space, I wanted to develop an experience where people can come and listen to my custom music. This is why we have partners like Warner Music who have joined us. Of course, Snoop Dogg, as we saw just in the other section over there. Loads of different partners out here are joining us because we can bring the party here, and it's scalable, and it's actually game changing. Okay, so Jad Chami says, hey, I live in the Middle East and I still didn't get the download. It should be coming soon if it's not already there. Let's see. Okay, opening up the alpha page and download button per region, so just be patient. Okay, thank you, I appreciate that in the chat there. It doesn't work, says experience locked even after updating the game, and the web page is also not working even after clearing cache. Yep, understand. Yeah, like I said, so when we can clear the cache in the one location, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the CDN has been updated for your region, but we're working on it actively. And we are rolling out the alpha right now, so okay, let's see. When can I play doggy avatars? Great question. Rick Selman asks over on twitch.tv. So the Snoop Dogg doggy avatars will be unlocked for play inside the metaverse before the end of this alpha. So I think it's projected right now, right about halfway through. But don't hold me on that, because I know that the devs are working hard on, and that's a different team. So we've got hundreds of people from all over the world working on different aspects of the sandbox, from creating the spaces like you see here, to actively developing the tool that creates the spaces, to actively working in the website at sandbox.game, and we're growing as well. So you can see over on the website at careers.sandbox.game if you're the type of person who, you know, you're a front-end web dev, you're a blockchain dev, you're a back-end web dev, maybe you're, you know, an artist, a creator, continuing to expand those things. So you've got experience or opportunities for traditional style work, and then more or less conventional style work, as we've seen partners in the Sandbox game also hiring for creators, for VoxEdit, for game makers, for experience designers. We've also seen grants issued recently in the Sandbox game, upwards of $250,000 for a team if you had a great project idea, right? And loads of different things. So lots of cool stuff happening, but of course the rollout is taking. That happens. That's unfortunately, that's totally normal. But rather than us closing it all down and saying, hey, you know, wait until we've tested it 400 times, we're opening it up as fast as we possibly can and letting you jump in. You can see some users already getting in here, and that is just continuing to expand. So let's see here. As I go /users right now, I've got 24 people in my instance currently. Whoop. You got to push enter, you know what I mean? And we got 25 in this instance right now. So I'm playing an instance 20,415 as things update. So one of the social contests, as you're first jumping into the Sandbox game, we talked about it kind of at the top. A social contest that'll be running right at the very beginning. If I go to contests, I think that this will be updated. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if the contest page has updated. Otherwise, I'm going to spoil it for you in a good way. So you can get your screenshot in front of the Alpha Pass to celebrate. So if you're hanging out here and you wanted to share a little space, as soon as you can get in, you know, you can press that Win-Shift-S, get yourself a nice little screenshot hanging out with the Alpha Season 2 Pass, featuring the DJ Blondish, you know. You got the World of Women on there as well. And so that's what your Alpha Season 2 Pass would look like. If you win one, then just keep in mind this is an NFT asset as well. So if you do win an Alpha Season 2 Pass, you'll be able to feature it inside your land for those people who do own a land at this time. Otherwise, keep it as a collectible. And having this in your account is essential, because you will need to keep this in your account in order to be able to redeem sand on the website at sandbox.game on April 1st. So you'll want to keep it for that. All right, Sandbox Home is saying coming soon. If you are having that, then that's probably that update that we're talking about, those localized updates as we get from CDN to CDN and get it rolled out all over the world. So if you're having that situation, then that's a good thing. That's progress for you. That means that those updates are happening. All right, so the question comes in here. Let me see. Why does land cost so much? Super Noob BTD asks. So Super Noob. Let's talk about the history of land really quick. Really quickly, I touched on it at the top of the show. But you can see the usability of lands. If you're looking inside this game right now, you're looking at me hanging out, running around. This is just a 2x2 section of lands, right? So as I'm standing inside this space at 0,0, right in the center of the map, this 2x2 land section is pretty massive. So we've got that. When we first started issuing lands, before the sand token even existed, we had a plan to roll them out, and we started it out, and you could only buy it in ETH at the time, and so we rolled out some lands, and it was about $48. And once the sand token came out, we listened to the community. The community said, hey, start selling lands for sand tokens instead of selling it for ETH. And back then, a sand token was, I think at the bottom price all time was like 2 cents for a sand token. And we were like, okay, sure. And when we had set it, I think it was somewhere around the ballpark of like 5 cents for a sand token, or right about there. So we said, okay, we did the math for the $48 price, 1,011 sand tokens. And we said from here on out, forever. If you're buying just the land on its own, you're not getting it in a bundle or anything like that with the premium assets, it'll be 1,011 sand. That's it. Straight up, right? So we do that, and over time, of course, as people are starting to understand what the sandbox can do, what it is now, what it will be, the sand token has appreciated in value. It's gone up in value, right? But it's still 1,011 sand tokens for the land, because principally the lands are worth sand. Okay, now in terms of how do we get sand, there's loads of opportunities for you to get sand, and you don't just have to buy it with your local fiat currency, right? You can get sand by creating in our asset creation software VoxEdit, entering some of those contests that we have ongoing. I think we have a contest that's running right now with 50,000 sand in prizes. It may have just finished though, but otherwise we do them all the time, right? The same thing, you may be creating in the Sandbox Game Maker. You may be creating experiences, learning how to make worlds like this, games and experiences like this. And those have huge prize contests, right? We've had contests with hundreds of thousands of dollars in prizes. I did one for the Alpha Season 2, and you'll be able to play some of those experiences as we're on the map here. You'll be able to play some of those experiences, these game jam spaces that are unlocking throughout the month. So those game jam experiences were created by people like you that won sand tokens that they can later use however they like. They could buy assets on the marketplace, or they could buy lands with them, or they could choose to sell some sand and maybe buy a new PC to help their development team do things bigger, better, faster, you know, whatever they need. Because it's a play to earn ecosystem, it's create to earn ecosystem. And so, yeah, 1,011 sand. It's a lot when you look at dollars, right? But over time, as you're in the ecosystem for longer and longer, you may stop looking at it as a dollars principle and just start looking at it as, I have this much sand that I can use to improve my game, or buy some art, or buy another land so that I can publish another game, or, you know, any variety of things. Maybe you're just picking up some NFTs because you want to have some nice equipment that you can wear inside of combat-based experiences inside the Sandbox game. If that's the case, then you may be picking up NFTs for the collectible value inside the marketplace. So lots of cool stuff going on, and you'll see some new stuff throughout the alpha as well inside the marketplace. I know that there was a new asset sale that came on a couple of days ago, so maybe that's what you're collecting your sand for. Or maybe you just want to buy a duck, because we had a duck sale for one of those secrets. So lots of cool things. Can I publish my game on my land? Bunny BB says, you will be able to in the future, but as we're continuing once again in the alpha, that means that where we're just actively developing software right now. We're actively developing the metaverse. We're actively developing the dashboard, which is what we call the website. And we're actively making changes based on your feedback. So as long as we continue to do that, now one of those changes that we're making, and one of the things we're waiting for publishing your game on your land, is we moved, or we are actively moving rather, from the Ethereum main network to the Polygon layer 2 network, saving users literally hundreds of dollars per transaction depending on what gas rates are on the ETH network. So we made this transition with Sand so far. We're going to continue to transition the assets and the lands over there to that space. And then that allows for you, Bunny BB, to not have to spend $40 to publish their experience to the ETH network if ETH network was busy at the time, right? It makes it less than a penny instead. So we're making those transitions. And as we continue through the alpha, we're going to continue to upgrade and update things based on your feedback. We've got a big rollout schedule coming soon. Big updates to the Game Maker. One of the features in the Game Maker that people were asking for is the gallery kind of exploded. So if you don't know and you want to try experiences that aren't in the alpha, but you want to see what the Game Maker can do, you can open up the Sandbox Game Maker and you can click on the gallery and see what developers like you are making. Some of those are completely, they're not anywhere close to finished games. Some of them are what the developers considered finished and they submitted it for the Game Jam. But you'll have all these things come up on there. And our team, that gallery kind of exploded in popularity recently. And our team realized, wow, we need a search bar in here, which we didn't think that we needed before. Because originally, when we had the idea of the gallery, it was you develop something, you want your playtester to playtest it, so you publish it, they playtest it, and it's on page 1, right? But now you publish something, and before the end of the day, it might be on page 6. And so where do we go from there? So we're adding those new features, again, based on your feedback throughout the alpha, as the alpha will be a multi-season structure, and we're going to continue to upgrade and update things throughout that. And then after all the development is finished, after we get to the version 1.0, maybe we get into the beta phase there, and we can just start working on little things, little bug fixes and that sort of thing as we continue to work. All right. In France, Sandbox not working. I don't know how old that is. That's about 6 minutes. Let me try to push a little bit forward in the chat. DroidWorks says, "Can I play this for free?" Yes, completely free. And DroidWorks, this actually represents a kind of a monumental shift in the industry. If you're looking at this as a gaming principle, this is, back in like 1995, you would buy a video game when you go to the store, right? Around the year, I don't know, 2005 or something, they started to introduce this new principle of, and I guess earlier than that, right? But it was really popularized where there was free to play, and they would issue maybe a cosmetic or something like that. But we're changing the game here with the Sandbox, and we are taking it to a play to earn ecosystem. So not only can you play this for free, DroidWorks, but you can earn money by playing. So if you're over on the website at sandbox.game, you're 18 plus, depending on of course, you're going to want to pay attention to the local laws in your area, because play to earn in some regions they're not ready for it yet, right? But we'll get there. So as we go right now, and I click on this rewards tab, you can see what play to earn means. So I'm on the website, I clicked alpha, I clicked rewards. Throughout this alpha, if you're playing, you're earning raffle tickets. And these raffle tickets, you can see I've earned 202 right now, and it was 178 before we started here. I'm getting rewards from staking sand tokens in the staking. We'll talk about that in a second. But I'm getting raffle tickets from completing quests. I've completed 0 out of 10. And right now, when you look right here inside the game, you can see that under the alpha lobby in the top right there, it says I've done 0 out of 10 quests. I'm still level 1. And you can see users running around trying to complete those quests right now. But as we complete quests, we're getting these raffle tickets, and once a week, there's a raffle drawing for your chance to win one of these season passes. And so there's 10,000 season passes that we're giving away, and the season pass is a twofold benefit. First, of course, you get to have the NFT that you see here on the screen. So this is a non-fungible token. You can see there that where it says Alpha 2, that asset that you can put inside your land or keep as a collectible is limited. There's only ever going to be 10,000 of them, right? So if you have it, it may be an iconic collectible, especially as you talk about the beginning of play to earn. You talk about how popular metaverses are, right? All those things. This is a collectible in that respect. And then beyond that, it also has utility in that at the end of the season, if you have that NFT, if you've won it and it's inside your wallet, right? Then you can click this button here. This is claim rewards, because people who win that NFT, we're giving them all away for free, will have sand rewards. There's a minimum. If you complete levels 1 through 5, which is about 150 quests inside the sandbox, you'll unlock all of these tiers, and that'll earn you 500 sand. And then if the community works together, and we're staking on the website at sandbox.game, this M-Sand, this is the Polygon Network version of Sand, then we could double those rewards during this alpha. So everybody who has a pass not only gets the 500 sand, but instead you get 1,000 sand. So it's way more. But all of that, of course, you do have to complete those quests, you know, so you're going to play, you're going to have some fun, you're going to earn as we go. I've got 9 out of 40 right now on my voxelite. I've got 0 out of 10 on my total quests. I see a quest marker right here though. So as I'm talking to the Metaverse guide, they say, welcome to the Alpha Lobby. This is the perfect starting point for your journey. There's so many incredible places to visit here. Do you want me to show you around this land? And I say, sure. They say, all right, the 4 points of interest are Oracle's area, Scientist area, Heroes area, and Path to the Stars. And I say, I'll check them out. So I start up this quest, and you can see these yellow points of interest have popped into the space here. So if I go explore those, I'm going to start unlocking some of my, this is the easier quest in this particular area, and there are quests for each different experience that you will see inside the sandbox.game, 200 total. So I walk over here to the IP portal sign here, and it's triggered that quest just for being in the proximity of it, right? So we're learning a little bit about what the future of the sandbox game is here with DJ Blondish, the Atari space, the Care Bear space, the Adidas space, and all that. So there are many more, and you can check it out inside the client as download becomes available in your local area. Once again, the download will deploy in the different regions slowly over time, but if you're not able to download it yet, you may try refreshing the website at sandbox.game. Not just refreshing it, but resetting your cache or temporary data in order to get that deployment updated accurately. Maybe it's already out there, but your browser doesn't think that it's out there. So we've gone over to the Heroes area, and what defines the Heroes area and the Oracles area and the Scientists area are, as we get further through these different alpha tests, we're going to be deploying a feature that can have you and, let's say, myself and PandaPops, who's jumping all around in front of my face here. Maybe myself and PandaPops chose that we're going to be in the Heroes faction. We're going to be there together. But Gaff, who is also, or I'm sorry, it's running around quick. Griffa over here, maybe Griffa is an Oracle, and Panda and I we're Heroes. But Griffa is an Oracle. So Griffa can be completing quests, and then this isn't true yet, but it will be true in the future. But Griffa can be completing quests, and they're contributing toward their team's total XP pool. And Panda and I will be contributing towards our team's XP pool. And maybe Griffa beats both Panda and myself, and Griffa's team wins the largest prize pool. So this is part of a play-to-earn mechanic that is a future update that's different than the Alpha Pass features, right? And the active development will help us get to this point. But Griffa's team gets the biggest prize pool, the largest amount of the sand, and it's evenly divided amongst Griffa's whole team. And then Panda and I were evenly divided amongst our whole team. But if Griffa's team is 500 people, let's say, it's probably going to be much more than that. And Panda and myself, our team is just 2 people. Well, if it's evenly divided, Griffa's team has more points, but probably the individuals would end up getting less sand because there's more players competing against us. And Panda and I, we get to split the whole 3rd place pool or whatever between just the 2 of us. So that's part of us thinking ahead about checks and balances on a system where you can play to earn. So once again, these sand tokens, as we talk about play to earn, talk about getting 1,000 sand tokens. An individual sand token right now I'm going to double check this number before I say it out loud. Okay, so an individual sand token right now is $3.10. So if you're playing in this alpha, you get yourself an alpha pass, then you got about $3,100 worth of sand that would be distributed to you at the end of the alpha, 1,000 sand tokens. You don't have to sell them for cash if you don't want to. If you're the kind of person who said, well, I want to get a land, I want to start developing, then you can stake those tokens directly on the website as well. And if you stake those sand tokens on the website at sandbox.game, you can start earning more sand tokens. So as we talk about the rewards system, the community booster, to get that up to 1,000 sand tokens, you know, we're going to get 500 base because I'm going to play this game till the end, right? I'm going to get 1,000 sand tokens if everybody works together on a staking mechanism. So let me show you what that looks like. On the website here, if you click on your profile, the top right, it'll say staking new. So we're all working together on a community booster event. And I'm going to refresh this page just to see if that number has updated on the community staking score. And it has updated. It's updated significantly already. All right. So you can see here, it says you get extra raffle tickets for staking M sand. Get 1 extra raffle ticket for every 2 M sand you stake. Up to 200 extra raffle tickets maximum. So if you haven't won a pass and you have M sand, you can stake the M sand and it's going to get you more total raffle tickets. It's going to increase your chances of getting one of these alpha passes. And then if we stake, then we can increase the total prize pool. 1 community booster point is earned for each M sand staked for the whole season 2 duration, 28 days. So we're looking for 85 million total community staking score. We're already up to 252,909 and we're just like minutes into this alpha. Got a 30-day, well, close to a 30-day span. We're going through the end of March on this alpha. But together, when the community booster reaches that level, and let me see if I refresh this page if it's updated there. I don't know if we're not quite at 1% yet, but we're getting close already. So if we reach that staking booster, then everybody gets more sand. So we understand that. And along the way, you're earning more sand. As long as you are staked, you have right now a 35.09% APR. So you're earning sand tokens for staking sand tokens. And you're helping the community get more sand tokens at the end of the alpha. So everybody wins. All right. Let me scroll down to the bottom of the chat here. I want to see what's going on with the chat here. Joe, if we have cold storage, will we need to connect our hardware wallet during the snapshot to get land bonus tickets? The land is read off of the Etherscan, not off of your cold storage. So if your cold storage wallet is not the one you have associated with your account, then you would need to have that in that account or be signed in with that account. Just keep that in mind. At the Sandbox game, is that new M-Sand staked or retroactive? Say if you already have staked M-Sand. So before we got started here today, I personally already had my M-Sand staked. And as I look at my total raffle tickets, you may have noticed this number has already started to go up for me. Right, so it's a total net contribution, but it is kind of ticking upward as I have M-Sand staking there. So I'm already getting those rewards. Like I'm easily going to get to this 200 additional tickets personally just by the sand I already had staked. Don't need to change anything. And you can see the other ways that we can get raffle tickets as well. So I'll talk about this briefly. I can get up to 1,100 tickets based on my contribution. So I've got up to 500 just from doing the quests. So a little bit less than half total from just doing the quests. And then I have the M-Sand staking, right? I can get another 200 for doing that. I can get 30 if I have one of the Snoop Dogg's private party pass or the Snoopverse early access pass. You get 30 for each of those. If you had a season 1 alpha pass, cap at 1 per wallet, you can get 130 additional tickets. If you own a land, you get 40 additional tickets per land you own. This particular account has the one that I'm developing for Alex's Wizzyverse social hub. So that's where you see that. So if you have more than one land, up to 5, you get 40 tickets per land you have. And if you participated in Season 1 and you filled out the feedback form, then you'll get 10 additional tickets as a thank you for doing that. So those are all the ways you can get raffle tickets to increase your chances of the Alpha Pass. And then, of course, you have the contest section over here. And I'm not sure that that's updated yet. It looks like it's still undergoing its piece. And maybe I probably just have to refresh the metadata, honestly, or like the temporary cache on my own web browser as I'm just discussing it. But the contest page over here will feature social contests that you can enter to get yourself an Alpha Pass that way. So once again, 10,000 Alpha Passes available. So you'll have an opportunity to get those throughout this run. And we're going all the way, looks like 28 days left until the raffle for those tickets. But we got a lot of time over here for that. What's up, Griffa? Griffa's hanging out. Griffa's just hanging out. We're chilling. We're best friends now. Griffa, I'm sorry. We're best friends. All right. Let me see if I can get some more answers there. Does the M-Sand staking include M-Sand-matic liquidity pair? Or is it only for the direct M-Sand? Dad knows over on Twitch. It's only for the direct M-Sand. So you can see that from the UI. As we look at that UI again. Forgive me, I'm on the wrong page. Just the one that's identified as giving tickets with this golden kind of indicator here. So make sure that you're just staked directly M-Sand in that pool if you're interested in getting some more of those raffle tickets. JKing, jumping through me over here. Okay. Still got to get my voxelite as we're answering questions here. Yeah, there's one. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's see. I finished 2 quests so far. Can't find more. Eric BC. The quests inside of the main hub, there's just those 2. But you've got more quests as you go through into the portal hub there. So if you're looking for more quests that you'd like to do today, you can go check out the portal hub, which is, let me run over to that so that you can see. Whee! All right. I love that you can Superman jump, you know? Oh. All right. So right here where it says the terminal, right here, if you run up into this and you press the E key, it'll allow you to travel to your new destination in the portal hub. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to continue to finish my quests out here and discuss kind of what's going on with you guys. But if you go in there, then you've got access to also the Club XYZ that you can do quests in, and then there's multiple quests inside that space as well. So once again, content will be rolling out over the period of March. So if you're looking to get more quests done, don't worry, lots more quests coming. And some of our experiences have quests by the dozen. So these introductory experiences, getting people into Nervex says, spill the beans, Joseph. Don't worry, I'll spill all the beans, all the secrets right here, Nervex. But if you're looking to complete more quests, of course, you're going to have lots of opportunities throughout the month. We'll roll out new content every day. We've got 3 experiences for you today, 2 tomorrow, and averaging 2 per day every weekday throughout the alpha. So let's see. Will there be better movement for fish? The bird is good, but not so good. Yes, there will. There will be new animations for fish and other sorts of wildlife. There'll be new dances, new different kinds of animations. So if you're using the templates inside of VoxEdit to create your assets, those templates are being updated as we continue to update the software. Not just VoxEdit, not just the Game Maker, but the game client, the website, all of it constantly undergoing significant and serious upgrade. The next upgrade features, I think, nothing short of like 1,000 different updates, something like that. Some of them, of course, you're not going to notice because they're like point of convenience for you. But good stuff, good stuff. Okay, let's see here. Still can't stake my M-Sand. None of the suggestions work. Metasaurus Rex, if you're having issues staking your M-Sand, I would once again recommend that you refresh that temporary data in your web browser, because some users who were signed up to the website before, have reported that when they click like deposit, they'll get an error in the top right that says Web3 error. And that Web3 error typically is because we introduced a new system. So if I hit deposit right here, you can see this gasless option. I have 10 free transactions left this week. So I could do a free transaction, but that implementation, your website may not see that that thing exists. So when I click the button to do the deposit, if I was depositing new msand, it may go like, hey, well, this button here didn't have the update for the gasless thing here because the web browser thought that it knew what it should know. But that fixed it for most folks. Some other folks have had to go to more, like, I want to say serious, but not really. Like, they've gone through other steps, like reinstalling their web browser, stuff like that. I don't know that you need to do all that, but I've seen people, it seems to work fine if they just refresh their cache data. Okay, so a lot of chat going on, Appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Isn't it just 30 tickets for the Alpha 1 pass? No. So once again, hearing the feedback and responding, we increased that number of tickets. So we were going to have 1,000 ticket maximum, but 1,100 by bumping that up a little bit, because people who held the Alpha Season 1 pass after the end of the Alpha Season 1, they said, what can we use it for in the future? And we talked about all the same things. You could earn the sand in the Alpha Season 1. You can keep it as a nice collectible piece. Has some other utility as well, but, we'll discuss that as we continue to offer that utility. The Alpha Season 1 pass was listed to give you the 30 additional tickets, and people were like, well, it's a shame it wasn't more, right? So it's like, okay, sure, we can do that. All right. How does a newbie start in the metaverse? Mr. Dangerous 99 asks, because it looks like the people that are going to get the raffle tickets are people who were already part of the sandbox before. Well, Mr. Dangerous, there's lots of other opportunities to earn the Alpha Pass as well. If you're looking at those social contests, or you follow us on Twitter, go to twitter.com/thesandboxgame. You're going to see contests that are available as they come up. There'll be a new contest every weekday rather, throughout this alpha. So every time you see a new event pop, a new place that you can explore in the metaverse, there's very likely a contest going on as well. So make sure you're following our Twitter. All the contests are going to work through the website at sandbox.game as they roll out. So as long as you're following us there, you're very likely to win. We did double the number of season passes for this run. And importantly, Mr. Dangerous, in the previous season, you had to have a season pass to play some of the content. But in this season, we're not doing that. You can play everything. You can experience the metaverse completely throughout this alpha test and the content we have here. Okay, so it doesn't matter. You don't really need a pass. The pass is there for the play to earn mechanics. So it's like a thank you to the community for helping us, and we give out these 10,000 passes, and they respectively get that sand. All right, let's see here. Hello, I'm German, and I wanted to ask why all this is not displayed for me. Not everybody will see this, as content development networks take a good amount of time usually to update. So I'm super excited to see everybody jump into the metaverse and have a lot of fun, hang out with us. But as we continue to roll out the updates and get the website transition, critically, what happened over the last hour or so is previously, up until literally the last hour, we had available to our ambassadors and our support team all of the content that will be available throughout the month. And we are playtesting it down to the wire, making sure that things work well and feel good for you, right? And Kwang Sol is just a legend right now. Look at this parkour skill. First of all, that was amazing. All these people up here on top of the signs. You're so good. You're literally awesome at jumping around. But back to the point there, we were testing that content, updating it, giving feedback, bug feature, that sort of thing, and updating it down to the wire. Now it's go time. That gets rolled out to the CDNs, and then those contents that were previously wide open for testing are closed and ready to roll out for you guys throughout this month. So that is what you're essentially waiting for. You're seeing on your end is that update is getting loaded into the server. That server then, from the server side, has to recognize the new data, update its cache, and then that cache gets sent out to you. Just the same way as I recommend that you update your cache or temporary data on the website. Control F5 so that you clear your browser cache just on the one page. And then if the server has the update, then you're getting the update there. Otherwise, your web browser may try to just load what it remembers. And if that's the case, then you're having that issue. But keep in mind that hitting F5 a whole bunch of times doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get there any faster. We do have to unfortunately wait for those servers all over the world to be updating as they do. So just I recommend like about once a minute or so. Check it out. Do a little refresh. All right. Salmon Gravity says, if you have an older version, open it, and it will direct you to the new version link, and it will start downloading, even if your site isn't or is still showing Alpha 1. So that's a good tip. I like that. Okay, so right now, Lewand says, you want to join us in trying to get to the cool spot? Lewand, let me show you some cool spots, all right? Let me show you some cool spots. First of all, for the chat, over here on Twitch, on YouTube. I'm gonna grab this one quest marker because I want to get those quests done. But I'm gonna show you a secret. I'm gonna show you a secret that few people know. All right, but it's probably the coolest thing in the Sandbox game. First, I'm gonna give you the intro. We talked about the ducks at the top of the show. How developers have been hiding ducks throughout their maps. As a tradition in the Sandbox game, they had these little rubber duckies, cute little rubber duckies, in the spaces. So let me show you what one of those looks like here. As I climb to one of the higher points in the Alpha Lobby space. You can see up here, I'm in the Oracle's kind of quadrant of the space. We got this wonderful little rubber ducky right here. One of the secrets. Hanging out. So these rubber duckies became an internal kind of a joke amongst developers, and we would put them in a game and say like, oh, I bet you can't find it. And some of them are hidden behind bookshelves in spaces that you cannot access unless you almost like exploit the map, right? So there's some really super hidden ducks. There are some that are a little less super hidden like this. But we were hanging out. I was in a chat with the dev of this exact land. And they were like, okay, so what do you think? And we discussed some things. And I said, what would be really cool is if somehow, somewhere, you could just hide like the world's largest rubber duck. And we talked about it in a variety of ways, and they were like, oh, we'll see what we can do. Maybe I'll put it in the clouds. Maybe I'll put it behind a wall. Maybe we'll figure it out, right? And a couple of weeks later, we were all playtesting, and somebody just like shouts out, they were like, the duck. Look at this duck. So check this out. Check this out, folks. Here under the NFT Institute, hidden inside the river in the Oracle section. So we come down in under here. PandaPops already knows. PandaPops is hanging out. PandaPops is hanging out with the world's largest rubber duck down here. Look at this. Massive. Super exciting. We had a dance party here in Alpha Season 1. I hope to do so once again with you folks here on the chat as we start to get more and more people in here. Somebody says, when is the giveaway? We'll do the giveaway. We'll do the giveaway. Not yet. Not right now. I do want to make sure that we get the questions addressed. We'll probably do the giveaway once I can be sure that more people are getting in. I want to continue to answer questions and stay focused on those answered questions as more people get into the Sandbox game. And I'll be able to, there's a pretty significant number of you, of course, who want to know how they can get in, how they can, speed up the process a little bit, because we're all excited. We're hype about it. And I know that the team has been working literally countless hours over the last many months, not just days, to make this process possible for you. So I'm sure they're all doing exactly what you are and going like, man, when is France gonna have that server updated, making phone calls, making things happen for you to get it going. Wait, is this all duck? Rivuk says it was one giant duck. Let him spam. Joseph will see it if he continues. What are we talking about? Which one are we talking about? I see some people. F in the chat from Jeremy Wang. All right. Let's see. Correct me if I'm wrong. Soon, if I can publish my game, I can put some fee for everyone who wants to play my game, and also I can play to earn. So Saitama, I think you're getting the idea. Yes, you're right. And you're getting the idea of what the sandbox will be long term. If you are a person who owns a land and you create an experience that you think, hey, people would pay for this. This is a great game, or it's a art gala that's, we have a lot of fans or something like that. Then yes, you could. There are 3 different primary ways that a person could potentially do this in the future. One is through an NFT. So if I own an NFT, and I'm going to open this one, for example, the Cauldron of Merlin, right? So if the Cauldron of Merlin is an asset that you created, and you said, if you buy Cauldron of Merlin, and this is not the case right now, that it doesn't do, that asset is a great piece of art, but doesn't do what I'm saying here. So you say, I created Cauldron of Merlin, and if you buy it, now you have an access pass to get into my experience. And you can see some other access passes out here, like the Snoopverse access pass would be for Snoop Dogg's lands, special events, concerts, that sort of thing, as they go on. So they created a custom asset, and they said, if you own it, then you're in. You can come into my space, right? So you could do that. Or you could do what you said right here, which is maybe you say 1 sand is what it will cost for a person to come and play my game once. Let's say that's your idea, right? A person may be playing to earn. Maybe they're playing this alpha right now. They earned 1,000 sand, and they're like, well, what do I do with this? Well, they're going to go over to your land where it's just 1 sand to play. And maybe they're going to go, well, I have 1,000 sand, and I want to see what this is all about. And they pay to play, right? So you have that option as a developer. Another option that's possible is maybe you do a one-time permanent access fee, right? So if that's the case, then, you could do that as well. Alternatively, you can do, none of those things. And you could say, hey, it's a free to access space. And inside the space, I'm promoting the NFTs that I've created. So maybe you have a great game and people get to the end, and the big bad end game monster is the cutest little fluffy Shiba Inu you've ever seen in your life. And that's the last boss to finish out an experience. And people are like, I really want that Shiba Inu. It's super cute. So they open the asset page by pressing N, like I have here. And they click View Asset Page. And your NFTs are featured in the website. And they can buy now. And you can see the current price. This particular asset, 157.5 sand for this asset with all of its custom, the idle animation that it's got here. Any other custom animations maybe that you create for your assets could be included. They're all part of it. And you have a price. So you put the asset in your game, and that could be how you make money. Maybe your land is just a nice space for you to promote the arts that you create. Or you can have your NFTs in other ways. There are other NFTs that are featured here. Maybe this Crypto Mori is your asset that you wanted to promote. And you click View Asset Page, and it takes you to OpenSea, where you could see if it was listed for sale, what that sale price might be, right? So, of course, our NFTs aren't the ones that we purchase from other communities. We like to showcase. We don't like to sell, but nonetheless. All right. So let's see here. P5. I think it's actually Psychox. Psychox says if you zoom out enough, the universe is just a duck. Right? That's what I'm talking about. PandaPops says, Joe, check Discord. I'm checking. Okay, there's like 1 million messages. Oh. Okay, folks. So here's what we're going to do. I know we're helping out, but I'm gonna take a little time out, take a little break here. Before we go, I'm going to do a giveaway on the stream, and then we're going to take a break. We're going to come back once we get things finished, sorted, rolled out on all of our different CDNs. I'll be back for more gameplay with you here on this live stream. But let's do a giveaway before we go, because we talked about that at the top of the show. Super excited. Thank you, everybody. There's like 1 million people who sent me messages on Discord. You sent me messages on Slack. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that. I don't have notification sounds on when I stream, unfortunately, because I want to stay focused and hanging out with the community. So Thank you. Thank you for that. Let's do a giveaway, folks. All right, I'm going to make a copy of a form. So this Google form is going to require that you have your individual. I'm going to call it GMAE. Good morning, afternoon, evening 33. And we'll make this form. Fill out the form in order to be eligible to win an Alpha Pass here on the stream. And I'm going to send it right now. All right, chat's going to go by fast, folks, so make sure you click the link. There it is. It's out on Twitch, it's out on YouTube, it's going out on Facebook. Good luck, everybody, for this one. And then we're going to take a little intermission. We're going to come back here in just a bit once all the CDN has distributed all those things. You can see that I managed to complete one quest, and it's updated on the website right now. So we'll get more info on this as we go. And stick with us over on Discord, over on Twitter when you see the updates. And I'll just go live right away, right as soon as we're done. But let's get this right now. I'm going to refresh my chat to make sure I have an accurate number of people who are watching. All right, because I want to make sure that as many people as possible get to enter in this form and that it's accurate. Link, please. I'll give you another link. Here you go, Mr. Troopa. You got another link out there. Good luck to everybody. There's 863 people in the chat. So as we kind of close out this introductory stream, as we're getting this rollout out to the world, we are. Man, I'm super hyped. I'm super excited. Super excited. I can't wait to see you guys in the metaverse. We've seen some people in the metaverse already, but we're gonna get the whole world here together in just a bit. All right. So we got 293 responses so far. 303. You can see they're rolling in pretty quick. Somebody says, "Where's the link?" I'll do one more. Do one more time. I'll put this. It's the same form. I'll only fill it out once, of course, because it's gonna have a unique recording of that email address or the account there. So you can't fill it out more than once. Those people who do fill it out more than once will not be eligible for the second one. All right. I would remove you. I would strike you from the record if you do that. So just fill it out once for me. And at in about a minute and a half, I'm going to close it down. So make sure you're entering quickly. Which wallet? MetaMask or Sandbox wallet? Hopefully those are the same thing. But the wallet that you use to log into the website at sandbox.game, that's the one you should be using, which are probably the same. All right. Having a good time. Having a good time, folks. It's a good startup. Appreciate you all. All right. All right, 607 responses. I'm still seeing 863 people in the chat. What's going on, chat? Let's get in here. Let's get this pass. 628 responses, and it is now 8:45 a.m. my local time. So I'm going to close the form. I said it was going to be open for just a minute. Just a minute here. Okay, I'm going to make sure that the form is updated with the right number of responses. Sometimes a couple will be allowed to trickle in there, and that once I close it down. All right. This will not be the last time, of course, that we give away passes on this stream, so make sure if you're not already subbed, if you're not already liking the page, following us, you do so. Hang out with us. I'm going to do another stream later on today, and when I do that stream, we'll do another giveaway for the pass. And passes are distributed every Thursday, so it won't immediately be effective in your account, but if you are a lucky winner today, then you'll see that in there next week. All right. Somebody said, just give us another minute, please. Kate Bausch, I'm sorry. I got to be true to my word. But join me later. We're going to do more. Plus, you got social contests coming up. You've got the tickets you can earn when you're inside the game. You got lots of opportunities. 10,000 passes to give away during this space. 643 responses. Let me pull out my random number generator, and I'm going to get that going here. 643. I'm going to click generate. User number 243 is the winner. And we'll go to the individual and 243. Username Icy the Ice. Icy the Ice. Over on twitch.tv is the winner here. For now. We're going to do another giveaway later on today, so make sure you're following the page once again. Thank you for joining me on this preview of the alpha as the CDN networks all around the world are being updated for you. Alpha will be live very soon for everybody. There's going to be a quick refresh. You may notice super hype, super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. And we're going to get back into it in just a little bit. Let's play it out. Let's have a little fun. Somebody says win YouTube. Maybe later. Maybe YouTube gets lucky later. Maybe Facebook wins, you know? Have a good time, folks. We're having a good time. I'm going to see you in the Discord. I'm going to hang out all day in the Discord right now. So let's get to chatting in the Discord channel. We'll see you soon. Somebody says Facebook's not going to make it. Hey, listen, they won a couple of them. They won a couple of them over the years, all right? We're here. We're here for you. We are opening the gates to a while. It's just taking a little bit. We're going to get that CDN. We're going to push an update to it to hopefully get it out there faster for you. Looking at rolling out all around the world here for the alpha. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you in just a little while. Just a little while.